Hey, and welcome to Beachcomber Park in Nanoose Bay. I'm gonna take you a tour of the beach I grew up going to. I'm gonna hold the camera right by my side just like this. I'm gonna point things out just like so, but just in case you can't see me pointing because of the angle of the camera, I'm gonna tell you where they are too. I'll say left, straight, and right, and that kind of thing. Let's take a look at the map first. There's been a lot of improvements around here the last number of years, so all the signs and buildings down there and things are brand spanking new. First map here is Nanoose, Qualicum Beach and the surrounding area. And this is the map of the actual park that we're going to go check out. So what we're going to do is we're starting off right here and we're going to take the stairs down. We're going to go to the left and it'll go all the way down to the beach. And from the beach, we're going to actually walk the beach all the way around somewhere in here, and then we're going to walk all the way back up here. You can see the local lost and found here, and brief write-up about the history of the park and some of the species right in front of us here that can be found in the area, including bald eagles and some ducks. You can actually hear the eagles just a second ago doing the squawking thing. If I see any, I'll point them out. All right, now we're going to go head down the stairs. I grew up about 15 or 20 minute walk away from here, so I spent quite a bit of time down here. Like I said, all these signs, like the one to the right in the building, like the one to the left here, these are all brand new. These never used to be here. It was only the trail for most of my childhood. And it's quite a nice place on a day like today when the sun's shining. And it's got some pretty nice views of the water and the surrounding area. You say no fires, but a lot of people sometimes come down here and have a little beach fire anyway. Might be a fun thing to do, or so I've heard. Yeah, so a lot of people can swim or go kayaking around this area, so this is the entrance that most people will take straight up ahead here and on the beach. It's more of a rocky type of a beach, as you'll see. Oh, and some people go scuba diving and free diving here too. The scuba diving and the free diving is actually some of the best in the world. I think it was rated at number 3, something like that. Yeah, it's quite a cool place. Spent a lot of time down here. You can see all the driftwood here that gets brought onto the beach by the waves. Straight ahead past the small catamaran there, you can see some people out having a good time for a kayak. And the tide's a little further out today, which means that the water's down there instead of closer up here. Oh yeah, you can see some people freediving over there to the right, just past that rock. And yeah, so back to the tide. The tide's actually about as far out as I can remember it going. And that means that the water can actually come all the way up to right where we're standing. If you look down or to the right, you can actually see the line of seaweed, and that's where the water comes up to and pushes all the debris from the water into. And yeah, this place is great for swimming. The water's a little bit cold, but you get used to it fast. I think a lot of these logs are actually coming from the log sort, so the log processing area, which is straight to the left right down here past the people on the kayaks. They process a lot of the wood there and have it shipped out. Can't hear them working right now, but at certain times of the year you can also hear the sea lions, which will be over there on all the logs that you can barely see from here, and they make all sorts of noise. Yeah, a couple people snorkeling right down here to the left. The rocks around here are actually like a like a lava rock kind of thing. And there's also fossils here. And if I have a look for some fossils, I might be able to find one. Well, I've got the camera going. And there's usually a certain type of rock. I don't know what the rock's called, but I know the look of it because I've been finding some fossils down here since I was a kid. Let's see. They look kind of like this. Kind of like that. You can see there's a whole bunch of small rocks kind of all clumped together. That's kind of what the rock that has fossils in it looks like. So I'll have a look at a couple more here, see if I can find some. And if not, we'll maybe take a look when we walk up the way a little bit. Let's see. No, I don't see anything yet. Usually the fossils are of little shells and things like that. Nothing crazy like dinosaur fossils or whatever. Not that I've heard anyway. Oh, actually here's one right here. This is exactly the kind of fossils that you'll find in Beachcomber. So you can see the lines there. That's actually from a shell. So that is a fossil. Beachcomber Park fossil. Pretty cool, eh? And all these white things everywhere if you look straight down. These are all barnacles and yeah, they're all over the place too. Kind of a cool critter. They also like boats. People with boats don't like barnacles. And then you can have these little tide pools if you look straight down here. These are from when the water comes up and then it goes back down and they get trapped here. Sometimes you can find little fish or crabs or other things in here. They're usually quite small. Oh yeah, you can see something moving down there. See straight ahead. There's a couple little crabs down there. And there's something else that looks pretty gross crawling out of the water. And I'll put the camera down, you can take a little bit of a closer look. Can you see them? And I don't know what that is. I don't know if I want to know. Alright. Alright. Yeah, so this is all the rock formation on the beach here. Look to the left across the water, that's still Nanoose right there. And there's actually there's actually a sandy beach way over there, straight ahead where I'm pointing. And it's a sandy beach, it's called Trevor Beach, and that's closer to Parksville. Yeah, very nice beach, very popular, especially in the summertime. They have a campground and things there. But yeah, this place is pretty neat, interesting, eh? You can see all the different rock formations and some of the tide pools, other things around here. All this stuff here is all the seaweed that's underwater when the tide comes back in. I'll walk up and we'll take a little bit of a closer look at some of that. Yeah, this is all the seaweed. I forget what this stuff's called, but it's kind of hollow. Like these things are actually just full of air, so you can actually pop them, or if you step on them you can hear them popping. So we'll try that. That one didn't pop very well. Let's try this one. I can kind of hear it. Not very well, but anyway, you get the idea. So when the tide comes in quite high actually. This is about as low as it goes, and this little area straight ahead right here where you can see some of the logs and the grass up here. So of course grass doesn't grow very well underwater, so this whole area is actually out of water and the rest of the area is actually covered in water. And it's kind of funny if somebody who's not familiar with the area comes down here and they go out to that little area during low tide. The tide will start coming up, and then they'll actually have to run across before they can't make it without getting wet anymore. Yeah, you can see some of the rock formations straight down and straight ahead here. All those looks like bubbles or some such thing from like lava when it starts bubbling. I think that's what it is anyway, but I'm not a geologist. And there's also a fair bit of air traffic here because there's an airport in a nearby town. So you'll often see the planes and things like straight up and to the left where I'm pointing. There's lots of airplanes and helicopters and things through here. Yeah, but yeah, this is a nice little park. And you can see all these little things crawling around. Where was it? Oh, whatever those are. There's a couple little crabs in here I saw as we were just walking past it too. Yeah, I just wait for the tide to come up and then out they go again. The island straight ahead, this one here, it's actually called Mistaken Island. I was going to say I forgot the name of the island or call it a different name, but that wouldn't have been a very good joke, would it? Anyway, yeah, there's actually, I think, a single house that's on Mistaken Island. It's over in the backside there, and as far as I know, they actually take that boat ramp, which is straight ahead, that white thing there, and they take a boat over to the mainland here and travel from there. But yeah, they've got the whole island to themselves, which is pretty cool. Got a bunch of crows. I can hear them. They're up in the tree and to the right up here. And that's also where the eagles hang out. There's sometimes an eagle. There's a tree right up there, just kind of flat. I seem to remember there being an eagle's nest up there. But sometimes if you find another tree that looks like that, then the eagles like it there. They like the ones that are kind of flat at the top, so they can build a nest and have a good look into what's going on. Yeah. And then around here there's a couple people's houses with some boat ramps, and then if you go all the way around the side there, there's some other beaches and things. The beach access isn't as easy, and they're not official parks, but you can get to them. The closest one there I think is Sea Dog. Yeah, it looks quite a bit different here too. When the tide comes up, it comes up probably about 10 feet away from the logs there. Yeah, my cousin and I used to go fishing here, and we used to go looking for a rock cod or something like that. So all the lures used to lose it on all the rocks because there were lots of crevices and things for the hooks to get caught. I was going to go up there, but straight ahead I can see a blue heron. Let's see how close we can get. They're an interesting bird. You don't see them too often here, but they're a pretty interesting bird. So he's going to be hanging out looking for small fish to eat. Well, I think he figures out I'm coming over to have a look at him. I'm trying to walk carefully because it's wet and the seaweed is very slippery. Oh, where'd he go? I was looking down when I should have been looking forward. I don't know where he went. Well, hopefully you got a good look at him. Alright. Oh yeah, so all this green stuff here. This stuff here is seaweed as well. And call it sea lettuce, I think. I think you can eat that stuff. anyway, not my cup of tea, but I was hungry and by the beach maybe. Oh yeah, and there's also some other things here too, like small oysters. This is just a little guy. And yes, you can eat them, and no, I don't think it's legal to pick them up from this beach here. Some people do, but the problem is there's actually a algae that can sometimes grow in the water, and I figured there might have been a fossil on here. Okay, so yeah, there's an algae that grows in the water, and at certain times of the year, and it's actually neurotoxic. So some people will decide to run around and collect clams and oysters and things like that to eat, and not realizing that the algae, which is called red tide, can actually accumulate in the oysters and the clams and things, and they eat it, and then they end up getting neurological symptoms. So it's actually pretty dangerous, but thankfully it doesn't happen all that often. But there's usually a sign at a lot of the beach parks that warn people about that. If I see it, I'll point it out on the way back up. But yeah, so this is the short little path that's going to lead us up to the path that we came down on, and that is Beachcomber Park. Yeah, I did spend a heck of a lot of time here as a kid. At the beach entrance, one of the things I forgot to mention is there's certain seaweed called bull kelp, and it just pretty much grows as a rope. So we would take that and use it as rope. We tie all the logs together, as you see down there. We try to make a raft and see how far out we could get before it fell apart. We never got very far, but it was fun doing. Yeah, good times. Cool little place. It's getting pretty busy now though. It's getting a heck of a lot more popular. On the way up here I saw about 3 cars in the parking lot. When I was growing up, you generally had the place to yourself. But cool place nonetheless. Alright. Now I'm looking for, oh, here it is. Yeah, they put one sign up and then covered it with the other sign. Shellfish safety precautions. And that's going to be the sign that's going to tell you about some of the nasty things you can catch. Yeah. Vibrio parahemolyticus. I think that's the one that you can actually get flesh-eating disease from, so not really a good time. But yeah. Okay, well, hope you enjoyed the tour of Beachcomber Park. Yeah, pretty cool little place. Hope you can check it out one day. I'll look at the map again and I'll show you the lap that we did. Maybe you'll be able to kind of figure out where we were a little bit easier now. So we started off, we're right here. Went down the stairs, down to the left. And went out here. That's the beach that we saw there. And then we just walked around here. This is kind of the route we did. Alright, that's it. And I hope you enjoyed Beachcomber Park. So you can see this is the local park lost and found. I think that's been there for a while. Might just be the free pickup bin after a while, I'm not sure. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the Beachcomber Park tour. Hope you can see it sometime.